Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel, Smithshack's Custom Baits. Rick Smithshack here. Today we're going to make some stuff that's just going to be for me to use. I'm not going to put this color up on the website, but before we get started with that, I'd like to say that my father-in-law passed on Saturday. He once he got in the nursing home, he didn't last much. He didn't really last 2 weeks. It was just his time. So we tried to concentrate on his life and not the death that happened. But you know, it is what it is. We all make it. We all get to that point sooner or later, and it's only hard for us that are still here. You know, he's on the other side with his brother, brothers, I should say. But it's all right. All the funeral arrangements, all that stuff's all been taken care of already. So now everybody's just getting on with their lives again. Got a new computer this week. It's finally showed up. Ordered it back in March. It finally showed up yesterday or the day before. It was on Monday. Yeah, so I've been setting that up and checking it out. It's pretty awesome. But back to this. Back to business here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use half a cup of plastols today, just because panfish, we're making panfish baits. Panfish baits don't require all that much plastisol in the molds. I'm going to shoot the 2-inch tubes and the 1 3/4 split tail grub. I'm going to make sure I shoot the split tail grub first, so that I don't have to shoot. So I don't have to shoot that one over again. Make sure that one's there's enough plastisol for all 4 molds that way. Or if I don't have quite enough for one of the little tube molds, I'm good with that. I've already lubed the pins, the rods, and the spines. And I used this time. I used the Great Value spray vegetable oil. I just put down a paper towel and laid it all out and sprayed it real quick. So let me go ahead and get the plastisol cooked and the camera moved over, and we'll be right back. All right, so we're ready to go ahead and start making the bait, or making the colors for the bait. We're going to go ahead and use the black. So I'm going to make a smoke color with some relatively heavy glitter in it, but just this small silver glitter. I was looking over the camera again. My bad. Grab my towel here. Okay. This time, I don't think I forgot anything. You know, I always say I was always something. Well, this time I don't think I did. Okay, to make a smoke flavor, we're going to use the black, and I'm going to add 1 drop of black at a time, because you can't take this stuff back out. Okay. And we don't want to get too much. That's been my MO when it comes to a smoke color. I have yet to successfully make one. I think I always somehow end up with it too dark. I think we need at least 1 more drop. I look through you can see through the side of the measuring cup there. But let's try this here. Let's try that. This might be enough. I know that 6 for 1 cup is too much, so we probably don't want to do 3. And a half a cup here. That would be. That'd probably be way too much. And you know what? That's looking a lot better. Let's try that. Yeah, if all else fails, I can take all the baits and since it's a single color, I can take all the baits and the sprues and just throw them right back in the cup and remelt the stuff. All right, so basically, I'm going to give this a double shot, which is in a half a cup would be a 1/4 teaspoon. I'm going to give it a full 1/4 teaspoon. Let's mix that up. There's that. and see how it looks. Oh, see, that's looking, we're getting little chunks in there from because it's cooling off. But as far as how much glitter is there in the plastisol, I'm really liking that. That's kind of what I'm looking for. There's a heavy silver glitter in a smoke colored bait. I'm going to be going over to Quincy Reservoir here again pretty soon. I want these bait. I want baits for that clear water for panfish, and I think we're going to be going out to the Refuge this weekend also. So, all right, when we're ready to start shooting, we'll be right back. All right, we're ready to shoot this, so I'm gonna go ahead and glove up. Get my gloves on, and I'm gonna go ahead and pour this into the injector today because we need almost all of it. All right, there we go. And whenever I pour into the injectors, I always wear both gloves. The cup's hot. Everything's just going to get way hot, right? But let's not goof around. And let's just get this shot, right? Before everything freezes up. We've done that before, haven't we? All right. So here's our little split-tail grubs. Okay. There's that. And let's start shooting these little tube baits. Make sure you hold the pressure on these things. Well, if you got lucky enough and got some of these molds, just to make sure you fill out all the legs. Okay, there we go. And that's full. Oh yeah, we just barely had enough. All right, let me go ahead and let the molds cool down a little bit, the baits in them cool, and solidify, and then we'll open them up. Best part of the whole thing, opening up the molds. All right, here we go. We're ready for my favorite part. Let's open the molds. Let's check this one here out and see how it worked out. You know, I think if I want that darker, and I'm not sure that I do, I would just make a full cup of plastisol. See these here, and add 3 drops to the entire cup instead of 2 to a half. Well, if I want it darker, I'd want to go 1 extra. So, but anyway, yeah, I just do that. I just add that 1 extra drop from this into a full cup. But I'm liking this, you know. I think this is going to be exactly what I wanted to happen. I think, well, I won't call it charcoal anything else. It's not quite dark enough for that. But here's the first of the 2-inch tubes. I did forget something. Dang it. Grab my scissors. Let's go ahead and snip these. Oops, sorry about that. I bumped the camera. See, with that great value spray on there, these things are just sliding off. And let me make sure I'm getting this on the camera here. See, just bam, just right off. Oops, pop that one out, and they just slide right off. They're super easy to come off that way. Yeah, I'm really liking this. It's just that touch of the black in it with all that silver glitter. I think this is going to do pretty well in some of the clear water places that I fish. go. There's the first one. There's the first mold. Let's go ahead and open up the other two. Oops, turn this around. Put that away. Go ahead and pop open these other two real quick. Take a look at them. Those all filled out real nice. They look fantastic, actually. Let's go ahead and snip these off. We'll get these off the, put these out of the way here. If I had an air compressor like Kurt does in his shop, I might not even bother lubing these rods and splines. But since I don't, there you go, Bob's your uncle. Come right off. Throw that over there. Take these out two at a time now. There you go. And they just slid right off. They don't, none of the legs broke off or anything. I don't know who's done that before, but you know. I think I did that on camera one time. Oh, here we go. All right. There's the last mold. And I've got some baits now that I didn't have. I'm one of those guys that always wants to have every color of everything, just in case. FOMO, fear of missing out. Always want to take my entire tackle collection just in case, you know, because it's like whatever you leave at home, that's what the fish want. All right, here we go. Watching the camera there a little more, Rick. Hopefully I didn't do too much of that off camera and have to reshoot all this. All right. All right, so there we go. There's 4 of those little tubes right there. Every single one of these, all 12 of them, came out perfect. Okay. That's the sort of perfection you can expect from Enforcer molds. But don't call the guy asking for these molds because he's not making them anymore. So I just have to throw that out there. But this guy, the Jacobs mold, he's still making this mold, and this is another one that's just perfection. Every time, it's perfection. If it's not perfection, it's because the guy running the hand injector made a mistake. Do we need to name names on that one? Okay, maybe we do. Maybe it was Rick. But here we go. Oh, there's all my baits for the week. Well, for the weekend. All right, so that's our baits for this week. I'm going to be headed out to the wildlife refuge, I believe, on Saturday. I mentioned that a little bit earlier. But the water out there this time of year is generally pretty clear too. There's no algae in it just yet. Same thing with Quincy Reservoir. I can walk down to that one. But the wildlife refuge has 2 lakes where you can fish on, Lake Lodore and Lake Mary. It's Rocky Mountain National Wildlife Refuge. Rocky Mountain Arsenal National Wildlife Refuge, I believe is the correct name. Make sure I get that right here, huh? But you can only fish out there on Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And one side of Lake Lodore, the larger lake, you're not allowed to fish on. You're not allowed to walk over there just to protect the habitat over there. But Lake Lodore has bass, bluegill, black crappie, and northern pike, and I think there's a couple other species too. I know Lake Mary has some really big carp in it, but it has good numbers of large bass, and it's all catch and release out there. You're not allowed to take anything home you catch. So I'm sure some people do it, getting away with it, but for the most part, you're not allowed to do that. So it protects the fishery. And with the clear waters that we'll be fishing, I think the panfish just might take these. Might be a good deal. And since I didn't have anything like that in my tackle box yet, well, I have to cover all the bases, right? All right. Well, I'm considering our next subscriber contest. I'm thinking 500. I have some stuff here that I could throw into the giveaway for that. But probably next week I'll announce the subscriber contest. Might probably even do a short video for that. But until next time, if you liked what you saw, hit the like button, the subscribe button, ring the bell, all that happy stuff. And share. Share. Why? Because our moms taught us to, and that's when we're at our best as humans, is when we're helping each other. So until next time, tight lines and calm waters.